Hi there Year 10, welcome to today's maths lesson. Let's start off with a quick starter please. In your rough books, on your mini whiteboards, whatever you have to hand, please have a go at this starter. On the left side there are a lot of numeracy questions, so number work, and on the right there's some algebra, and then there's an extension question for you to have a look at as well. So please pause the video for 10 to 15 minutes and have a go at as many of these questions as you can now. Okay, I'm going to run through the answers. So for the first two, if you've done a column addition and a column subtraction, you'll have got 1,193 and 2,025. 7.8 divided by 10 gives me 0.78. I've just moved those one position on the place value table. And multiplying by 0.1 is the same as dividing by 10, so that will also give me 0.78. 3 plus negative 2 is the same as 3 take away 2, which is just 1. For the next one, if I do my bracket first, I've got 4 subtract 2 gives me 2, 2 squared gives me 4, and 2 plus 4 gives me 6. For the next one, 4 squared means 4 times 4, and 3 squared means 3 times 3. So I've got 16 plus 9, which will give me 25. For the next one, if you've done a grid or column multiplication, you'll get 1,127. For the next one, I need to start by putting both my fractions over the same denominator, so put both of them over 70. 9 times 7 will give me 63. And 2 times 10 will give me 20. So now I've got 63 minus 20 over 70, which will give me 43 over 70. The nth term of a sequence, well, the number in front of n is the difference between the terms, which in this case is 2n. But then to go from 2n to 1, I need to subtract 1. So I'm looking at 2n subtract 1. For the algebra, 2d times 4 is just 8d. Simplifying that by collecting like terms will give me 2a subtract 2b. Expanding that bracket gives me 3x squared plus 2x. If x is negative 1, 3 lots of x is negative 3. And expanding that bracket will give you x squared plus 4x plus 3. If you had to go at my extension question, the correct answer was 2049, 2049. Okay guys, diagnostic quiz, so A, B, C or D. What is the mean of these 5 numbers? Feel free to pause the video if you need a little bit more time to think. Okay, so the mean is where we add up all our numbers and then divide by the number of numbers. So I need to do 3 plus 5, which gives me 8. 8 plus 11 gives me 19. 19 plus 13 gives me 32. Then if I add on another 13, I've now got 45. So altogether I've got 45. I then need to divide by the number of numbers, which is 5. So the correct answer was A, 9. Question 2. What is the mode of the following list of numbers? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so mode is the most common, and there are 2 6s in this set of numbers, so the mode is B, 6. Question 3. What is the median of the following list of numbers? Pause the video and have a think for me. Okay, I need to start by putting them in order. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 7 and 11. A median means the middle number, which in this case is B5. And for the last one, what's the median in this list of numbers? Now handily, these numbers are already in order. So the median is the number in the middle, which is halfway between 3 and 4, which is C, 3.5. Well done if you got that right. So today we're going to start by looking at area. So if you have your dark blue book or a neat piece of paper, please write the title area of a rectangle. Now the formula for the area of a rectangle is just base times height. So in your dark blue books, write me the title and the formula, which is area is base times height. Pause the video if you need time to do this. And then you know how this works. I'll go through an example and then there'll be one for you to do. So here's my rectangle. My area is my base times height. My base is 12, my height is 3, so I need to do 12 multiplied by 3. and the area would be 36. Over to you guys. Please pause the video for a minute or two and have a go at this one in your dark blue books for me. Okay, so our area is base times height, which is 5 times 4. So hopefully you've got the answer was 20. Well done if you got that right. Okay, we need to take a look at units. So I'll go through 3 examples and then there's 3 for you to do. My first rectangle, this red one, I've got 12 metres across the top and 3 metres down the side. And I know my formula for my area tells me I need to do base times height. So 12 times 3 will give me 36. But I need to give it a unit this time because both my lengths have got a unit. And my unit is going to be metres times metres, which gives me metres squared. For the example below, it works in the same way. 12 times 3 gives me 36. Only this time my units are centimetres, so my area units are centimetres squared. And for the last one, 12 times 3 gives me 36 again. But this time my units are millimetres squared. Over to you guys. Please pause the video for a couple of minutes and work out the areas of these, giving me the units, please. Okay, so the first one, 5 times 4 is 20. So I've got 20 and this one's metres squared. For the second one, I've got 5 centimetres times 4 centimetres, so that's 20 centimetres squared. And for the last one, I've got 5 times 4, which gives me 20 millimetres squared. So remember, your area units are always these units squared. Quick fire questions. Can you write me in your rough books the area of this rectangle, giving me a unit? Okay, so area is base times height. So in this case, we've got 3 times 1, or 1 times 3, which is 3 centimetres squared. How about now? Give me the area of this rectangle. Again, we're doing base times height. 10 times 3 will give me 30, and this time my unit is centimetres squared. How about this one? Again, base times height. 4 times 1 gives me 4, so I've got 4 millimetres squared. Have a look at this one. What's the area of this rectangle? Well, 10 times 5 gives me 50. And my unit this time is metres squared. What's the area of this rectangle? Base times height, 8 times 5 gives me 40 centimetres squared. And this one? 8 times 4 gives me 32 centimetres squared. And last up, what's the area of this rectangle? 9 times 6 gives me 54 metres squared. So sometimes we're going to be given the area and asked to work backwards to find a missing length. So I'll go through one example and then there's one for you to do. You are welcome to do this in your dark blue book. Here's my example. I've got a rectangle with an area of 20 centimetres squared and I know my height is 4. We know our area is base times height, and I've been asked to work out what P is, the base length. So what I've been asked is, what do I multiply 4 by in order to get 20? Well, for this one, P, my base, must be 5, because 5 times 4 will give me the area 20. Over to you guys. Pause the video for a minute and work out what P, the base length, might be for this example, please. So again, I find my area by doing base times height. This time my height is 2 and my area is 20. So I'm being asked, what do I need to multiply by 2 to get 20? In this case, P, my base length, has got to be 10 centimetres. Okay guys, pause the video for 5 to 10 minutes and in your rough books have a go at these questions. The reds are a little bit easier. You're finding the areas of these rectangles, so base times height. For the yellows, I've given you the area. Can you find the missing length? And the greens are a little bit trickier. So pause the video for 5 to 10 minutes and have a go at as many of those questions as you can in your rough books. And these are the answers. Please check your work and see how you did. Okay, we're going to move on to looking at the area of a triangle. So in your dark blue books, can you write me the title area of a triangle or in your neat work? And underneath, the area of a triangle is given by base times height, so the same as the rectangle, but this time we're dividing by 2. So pause the video and write down that formula for me, please. Okay, again, I'll go through an example and then there'll be one for you to do. So the area of this triangle is given by base times height, which is 6 times 3, divided by 2. My base length is 6, my height is 3, and then I need to divide by 2 using my formula. Well, 6 times 3 gives me 18. 18 divided by 2 will give me 9. Now my lengths are in centimetres, so my area is centimetres squared. Over to you guys in your dark blue books or in your neat work. Can you please work out the area of this triangle, please? Notice the height is from the bottom to the top, the direct height, so the number you're going to need is 8 centimetres. Pause the video and complete that now, please. Okay, I'll go through the answer. So we've got the area is the base times height. This time my base is 5. My height is 8. We don't need to know this other length. That doesn't appear in our formula. So we can ignore this 10 centimetres. And then we need to divide by 2. 5 times 8 gives me 40. And 40 divided by 2 tells me this triangle has got an area of 20 centimetres squared. Over to you guys. In your light blue books, can you please work out the area of 2 of these triangles, but one of them you can't work out. So pause the video and have a little think, work out the area of the 2 triangles you can, and then which one you can't. Okay, so our area is given by base times height divided by 2. So 1 is fine. I can work out what the area of 1 is because I can do the area is base 8 times 6, the height, divided by 2. 8 times 6 is 48. And 48 divided by 2 is going to give me 24 centimetres squared. So I can work that one out. Triangle 2 is the odd one out. I haven't given you the height of triangle 2, so I can't work out the area of triangle 2. However, triangle 3, I have given you the height, it's 6. So the area is base times height, which is 10 times 6, divided by 2. 10 times 6 is 60. And 60 divided by 2 is 30 centimetres squared. Okay guys, over to you. Please pause the video for 5 to 10 minutes and work out the area of each of these triangles. Notice you need to use the height, and sometimes it's going to give you an extra side length, but you don't need to use that. You just need to use the height. You need to ignore any extra side lengths. For example, for letter B, we don't need this length. This is just the length of one of the sides, but in our formula, we want just the base and the height. So base times height divided by 2. Pause the video for 5 to 10 minutes and work out the area of these triangles, please. And these are the answers. Please check your work and see how you did. And finally, if you have any time remaining, please pause the video for a few minutes and have a go at these questions for me. The red stars are a little bit easier, the yellows are a little bit trickier, and the greens are the hardest. Pause the video and complete that now, please. And answers are up on the board. Please check your work and see how you did. And that's the end of today's lesson. Please head on over to Google Classroom and submit today's exit ticket so I can assess your learning for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.